Hello, 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 hello. Schwa! Hello. Is that music too loud? I feel like it might be. Let's turn it down just a tad. See, that just seems like too much. Let's leave it at 40. I think it'll be fine. Wait for it to kick back in? Nope. Okay, whatever. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, all you cats and kittens. Welcome back to Horror Hardcore in Minecraft. Woo. Where I try to survive a number of days, as many as I possibly can, probably with the goal of 100 in mind at some point. I want to get good at this. But this is hard. This is real hard. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, that looks about right. So we're going to get started here. We're on World 23. There we go. World 23. Uh-oh. Game sound effects sound loud. It is pretty loud. Just double check our settings here. Oh, it remembered minimum this time. That's great. I need music. So let's give it 80%. I don't want to go overboard with that. So last we left off is at the top of this tower. I had a nearby highway. Oh boy, I don't even remember which way I was coming from or going to. Uh-oh. That's okay. And what day are we? We're day 8. I almost should be counting it on there. No, that's fine. That's fine. We're doing it this way for now. I got a new shader on, though. Complimentary 4.6. Ooh, a little delay there, but there we go. Seems to be running okay. Yeah, I don't see any drop frames. CPU usage, everything. GPU usage, everything's looking good. Ooh. Oh, I have a gun. Oh, I should really check what I have here. Let's see. Okay, my inventory is a mess. Do I not have a backpack? I don't have a backpack. Uh-oh. That's why my inventory is a mess. I see. Okay, what do I need for a backpack? I need string, I think. Let's double check. String. Which I guess I could get from killing zombies. Yeah, a few of them are noticing me. That's fine. I'll take it. I'll take them on. Oh. Keep switching. Hey, I'm getting more flint. That's great. Wow, it's been a while. All right, calm down, calm down. I'm coming. How come you're... Neither of you are builders, are you? Who the hell was building? You were building. Wait. What? I know I updated the zombies, but... Can they all just do that? Like, how does this work now? And they can all just break blocks. What is happening? Come on. They all shooting at me? Like a... It's like they're everything. Ah. I don't like this. Something seems wrong. Something seemed like really wrong with that. There really only should have been like... Yeah, they all of them were every type. That was so bizarre. I guess I'm going to a city. Guess let's go this way. I feel like this is the way to go. I don't know why. Make sure there's nothing behind me. Now we good. Oops. Like that. Go like that. There we go. As long as we don't hit any tunnels. Oh, there's a city. It doesn't look like we're going to get connected up to it. Oh, there's a castle. Uh-oh. Dave and I took out one of these in our survival world, and we died a lot. But one of those towers is easier to get up to. Or to get up on, and there's nobody up there usually. So that might be worth looting. Ooh, I might be able to get up from there. Okay, this is an interesting area. We got a city over there. We got a city here. We got spawners. I don't see spawners. Okay. This is perfect music for right now. Jesus Christ. Yep, don't want to go any further. Nope. Nope. I'll go up from the outside. Thank you. Let's go with the gravel. Save my wood. I mean, I should at least check, right? Okay. Let's keep going up. Next floor. Are those different? Whoa. What kind are you? Scorched? Okay. And those are swarm. Fuck. Will zombies go after pillagers? Damn it. Oh, look at me. You have a sheep mask on. Why do you have a sheep mask on, sir? There, I think I'm seeing the updated zombies. Let's just do that. Okay. Yeah, I know you see me, but what are you going to do about it? Huh? Oh, what? Wait, what are you going to do about it? You can't get in that way. Okay. So that's basically the one safe chest to get at. What the hell was that? Okay. I think I can make it over there. Oh, geez, sun's going down. Oh, this is not... Actually, I might be fine over there. The zombies won't be able to get me, and all the... They might actually swarm the villager or pillagers. Okay. Let's go for it. Okay. Okay. What's happening? Are they fighting? Fuck, they're not fighting. Uh-oh. Is it stuttering out? Seemed like maybe it was stuttering out a bit. Okay. Come on. Okay, well. Those guys are not doing shit. About shit here. This is not helping. Oh my gosh. They're... How are they climbing? Uh-uh. Come on. I just gotta make it over there before sunset, and then maybe I'll camp out on the top of that. We'll see. Oh, I wish they would fight. That would be ideal. Woo! There we go. And we got lava. Oh, and I have enough for a bucket. Oh. Oh, wait, I already have a lava bucket. Even better. Okay. Well, I don't want to accidentally fall down there. Let's use this. Oh, they're breaking down doors. That's for shores. Hey, I can get some upgrades. Oh boy. What we got? That's not a lot. That's something. Yeah, it's better than this. Cool. Efficiency bullseye. Bullseye 3. You don't say. Fucking right. I don't know why. That's where my brain went. All right. Are they getting overwhelmed? Jeez. I don't know how I feel about the galaxy. I think I'm going to turn that off. That's a bit much. Oh wow, they're really trying to get at me. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I see the frames are dropping. I don't have enough to make any kind of platform. I could cut it down a bit. Okay, the world is sufficiently dark. I don't like the sky, though. That doesn't look good. Yeah. That should be fine. Turn that off. There we go. What I'm used to. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut this down. I don't think they're gonna get at me. I'm gonna chance it that far down. Yeah, they haven't made it up to my platform. Oh man, it's my frame rate's dropped down to like 10 just because there's. I mean, there's the shader, but also there's so many mobs below me right now. I'm really pushing the limit of what the computer can do. Oh, it just improved. I should turn that off though. I don't need to see that all the time. Cool. Just nuts down there. Oh boy. Okay. So we need... I don't know. Is it going to set over this way? I see builders. They could get to me. Okay, I think we're safe. I think we're safe enough. Is there anything I need to do? Okay, I have food. I just need the damn string. Oh, and I kind of wasted having this enchantment on there. It's got boosted accuracy, which is great, but... could have made one with diamonds. Made a diamond gun, I think. Or one of these. Sniper rifle, shotgun, Gatling gun. I think I wanted to make a... The shotgun ain't too bad. Oh, it's a golden gun. Or iron gun. Right. Plenty of shots. I got a chest. I don't need to be holding that chest, I guess. I have TNT. Why do I have TNT? Yeah, there's definitely nothing in that list that I want to give up. Which is fine. Cool. I'm so glad I got some fucking lava. It's so much fun to mess with them. Alright, let's go like that. And let's read. Hey, it worked. So, we're on to... I don't know if this is the last story. It feels like... I didn't check. Oh, wait, no. 86 of 150 pages. Okay, we're only halfway through the damn book. The last one was the pig one. And this one is Sex, Death, and Starshine. Or, I mean, the way I read this, because there's not an extra comma, I read this as Sex, Death, and Sunshine. Oh, and it's raining. Perfect. Diane ran her scented fingers through the 2 days' growth of ginger stubble on Terry's chin. I love it, she said. Even the gray bits. She loved everything about him. Or at least that's what she claimed. When he kissed her. I love it. When he undressed her. I love it. When he slid his briefs off. I love it, I love it, I love it. She'd go down on him with such an unalloyed enthusiasm. All he could do was watch the top of her ash blonde head bobbing at his groin and hope to God nobody chanced to walk into the dressing room. And she was a married woman, after all, even if she was an actress. She had a wife. He had a wife himself somewhere. This tete-a-tete would make some juicy copy for one of the local rags, and here he was trying to garner a reputation as a serious-minded director. No gimmicks, no gossips, just art. Then even the thoughts of ambition would be dissolved on her tongue as she played havoc with his nerve endings. She wasn't much of an actress, but by God she was quite a performer. Faultless technique, immaculate timing. She knew either by instinct or by rehearsal just what to pick up, or just when to pick up the rhythm and bring the whole scene to a satisfying conclusion. when she'd finished milking the moment dry. He almost wanted to applaud. Whew, we got off to a spicy start. The whole cast of Calloway's production of Twelfth Night knew about the affair, of course. There'd be the occasional snide comment passed if the actress and director were both late for her rehearsals, or if she arrived looking full and he flushed. He tried to persuade her to control the cat with the cream look that crept over her face, but she wasn't that good a deceiver, which was rich considering her profession. Looks like the sun might be rising despite the rain. You have to check in a second. Let's see if we can get to the next break. But then La Duval, as Edward insisted on calling her, didn't need to be a great player. She was famous. So what if she spoke Shakespeare like it was Hiawatha? Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum? So what if her grasp of psychology was dubious, her logic faulty, her projection inadequate? So what if she had as much sense of poetry as she did propriety? She was a star, and that meant business. Sorry. There was no taking that away from her. Her name was money. Oh yeah, it's day 9. Okay. Let's stop there. Burning daylight. Oh boy. I mean, I could probably do more of this castle, probably safely. Might be tempting fate, but I don't know. Oh, there's a lot of them. What the hell are you? Are you an... Oh, you're a nurse. But can you climb? That's the question. Okie doke. Anything? Oh, I should do this real quick. Hi, let's go with... Stamina was pretty great. I'm doing more stamina. Cool. Bring that with me. Yeah, there's definitely one below me there. If I break this, does the lava come out? Oh, you know what? Or I could just take the lava from it. Oh, hi! Oh, you're not gonna like this. Yeah, I could shoot you, too. Try that on for size. Doop, 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 doo. That's probably enough. Let's see what they did. Did I not even get them? Huh. Didn't even set fire to the place. Okay. I mean, whatever. Wondering if this is worth busting into. Ooh. Okay, okay. We go. Ooh, we go. Oh, we go. Oh my goodness. Oh, no. We're gonna have to land. Oh. Kind of going in a circle here, but come on. Feel like they're hot on my tail. I can assume that. Okay, cool, they're not. We got assholes here. I need to heal. Shit. Okay, heal real quick, real quick, real quick. Oh, I thought that was a guy there. Okay, I do need to kill them, though. Come on. The fuck are you? Oh my goodness. Here's the string I need. Yeah. I can be a little bit more accurate. Amazing. Right here. I hear something. What's going on? Block broken. Are they trying to get up at me from underneath? Oh, hell no. Okay. I'm going this way. I need to make that backpack, though. I kind of want to grab that stuff. Okay. What, is something coming for me? I don't see anything. That guy's there. That guy's there. I think we're safe. I'm safe. I'm safe? Okay. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Yes, this, oh, I need 4 string? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Fuck. Fuck. I don't have a lot of building blocks either. Okay. Fuck. Okay. No, you don't. Oh, you got me, asshole. Oh my goodness. There's a lot going on there. I didn't get any more string though. Oh boy. Let's go for it. Let's run. Run past all this mess. Yeah, I'll take on a couple of you. On my turn. Fuck. Oh, I don't like a tunnel. Do not like a tunnel. No, let's avoid tunnels. Okay. Fuck. No, you don't. No, you don't, Bob. Fuck. Go. Just go. Jeez. Oh, I don't have a boat in my hand. I don't have a boat in my hand. What am I gonna do? Ah, that doesn't help. That doesn't help. Doesn't help a lot. Wait, it helps me enough. Wait, that's not a... Whew. Okay. Look, it sounds like they're right behind me. Stay in the water. Stay in the water. There's the string I need. That's the string I need. Let's go. Let's go. Jesus. Oh my goodness. And we go. And we just go and we don't look back. Oh. Wow, I'm so tense right now. Okay, am I gonna come across... Ooh. Oh, hello. Okay. Couple little things that I can crack into. Do a quick little... Oh, fuck's sakes. Hey, no, that's mine. Ooh. Fuck off. I gotta go straight up. Oh my gosh. 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 Fuck me. No, 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 no. We are not dying like this. Go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. That did not go well. But it did go well enough, cause build me that damn backpack now. Right? Yes. Done. Ba-na-na-na. Amazing. So now I can put those away. What? No. Oh no. That sounds like I'm gonna get interrupted. Okay, so we can save that. That's deep storage. I hate it. I hate all the sounds. Deep store that. Oh my goodness, where are they? Okay. Whatever's happening, it's still like way down there. I think we're okay. Wait. Why does it sound like it's getting closer though? I don't like this. Oh my goodness. They are closer, right? They're closer. Oh, I'm so freaked out. Okay. I'll just pretend. I'll just breathe. Why is it getting louder? I see. Oh, gosh. I just want to look in my backpack. Why does it make more noise when I'm in my backpack? You guys need to settle down. Ooh, I could use some more bullets. Oh, yeah, and how do I make the upgrade patch again? Alright, I don't have enough string for that. Yeah, we're not quite ready to just whip that out. Whoa. Whoa. They're gonna make it to me. They got a good... They got a... I think they're on the roof of that. Yeah. Okay, I gotta do this as quick as I can because they're gonna get up to me in a minute. Oh man, we're only that far through the night. Crazy. There's a backup axe, I guess. Don't need that. Oh, this feels so much better. At least feel a bit more organized. Alright, so these are all tools I need. Other... Hello? Okay. I'm not here. Go away. You don't see me. I'm hiding. I'm hiding. It does... I see block broken. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm not seeing any mob alerts. I'm seeing block brokens, but I'm not seeing block placed. Look, stop accidentally doing that. Oh my goodness. I think we have a crazy amount of AI below me. Oh. Oh. Oh yeah, no, hell's no better. It's no better to be in hell. I can't let go of my crouching button, so I'm just gonna just take a quick look. Okay, they're not actively climbing up to me anymore, ish. There's so many. There were so many. You can just see the darkness just moving. Like, oh, my frame rate is like, my FPS is like a slideshow right now too. I gotta find a way to optimize for this. I really want to have like a ton of mobs. I might have to actually reduce the settings too, but like the mob cap set to 1 to 200. Max of 200. That might be too many. You don't see me. You could just go away. You don't. Why are you hanging out here? You haven't seen me in so long. I don't know how I'm getting away from this. to be honest. Well, I don't have a boat anymore. Oh, god damn it. Oh, boy. No, you don't. You don't. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Okay. I am gonna have to hit the water. Which means I have to have a boat before I push off. Okay. I have an idea. Oh, I don't like that builder being right there. Oh, we're starting to get daylight. Oh, damn. Okay. What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Oh my goodness. Let's just pretend. Let's pretend that I have enough time to make this boat here before I die. Cool. I have to abandon this workstation. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my goodness. I got away from it at least. Okay, I need blocks. Well, there's a blown up building here. Hey, Dayton! Hooray. How did you open it? Huh? How? Fuck's sake. Oh my god. Go. This is insane. This is so hard. Oh, what do we find now? Zombie chicken. Is this a drowned thing? Oh, I've been here. I've been here, sir. There's nothing here for me. Fuck. Yeah. There's nothing. Wonder if people are still alive. There's sounds. There are some sounds. Okay. Oh. I saw a buddy with a crossbow. That was a good sign. Blacksmith. Hey. Jeez. Why? 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 Yeah, I'll take your raw beef. Are they all below you? Oh yeah, do you all have names? I forgot. Did I add that? Come here. Megan. Or Majin. I don't know. Oh, you know what? This is a great source. This is really easy wood. I'm taking it. Don't care. Don't care. Want it. Here, I'll leave this one on. Fuck yeah. Cool. The buffalo. I don't need to do any alchemy. Oh, this village really does have nothing, eh? Okay. Go for the wood. I wish it had... What do I need? Now I have a backpack. It's like, I don't... Now I gotta think of what my next steps are, because I got a bit of food. Imagine I have a lot of fuel. Oh, excuse me. Well, yeah, that's pretty darn good. I do burn daylight by being here, so I should probably push off, but... Yeah, let's just go this way. I feel I'm going backwards. Ugh, caves. Stay away from caves. I'm not sure where I'm... Jeez. Where I'm going. It would be nice to find new buildings. Zombie chicken. Okay. Snow biome. I mean, this is why I have the shoes on that I do. I'm glad buffalo were passive. If I could find some powdered snow, that could work as a nice trap. Or if I made a bunch of trapdoors. But they gotta... Oh yeah, fallen lava. Trapdoors into lava. I have a lava bucket. I have wood. Oh, nope. Don't want to fuck with those guys. Give them a lot of room. Alright, there's an inn here. I don't know if I've been here before. I'll know pretty quick. Well, hello, sir. How's it going? Mind if I just take a quick look in your... Oh, hi. I need your apples. This is meant to be meat. Ah. I got like a boatload of these. Maybe you might want some. What do we got? Ooh. I mean, that's great. We got the wine looks good. I'll take some of your wine, thank you. And that's all that this place can provide. Okay. Keep moving. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, there's the highway again. I think I hit it before. Maybe I'll just go the other way this time. I know which way I came from. Oh yeah, I'll fuck with you. Let's go. Fuck. Come on. Guys, I'm trying to just go to the highway here. Leave me alone. Okay. I'll go straight into a tunnel, eh? I'm not going into Death Trap. I'll go over the Death Trap. Oh boy. Oh, I'm burning daylight. I need to find somewhere to stop. It's an Illager ship, too. Huh. Alright, let's go for it. Whee! Whee! Okay, go. Okay. Glad this highway's here. Look. Oh, yeah, they're gonna be underneath in no time. Oh. Alright, it's straight for a ship. How convenient. Oh no, ship is in the middle of it. Interesting. Okay. Don't like, whoa. You can just fuck right off. Okay. So the deal is, I need to light this highway up right now. I need more. Yeah. Just throw this in the backpack for now. I need some room too. There we go. That's pretty good. I don't want any of them. Let's go further. Oh my god. 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 Fuck. Go. Go, 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 go. Oh my goodness. Making sure it's nice and fucking bright on this highway. I'll tell you what, I feel like they're gonna come over this though. Where? Where? Who? Huh. Oh, you can go over it. Oh, god damn it. Fuck you, bud. Yeah, that is not a fence. Or wall. I'm dumb. Huh. Okay. I do feel pretty safe up here in general. Let's go all the way up. Huh. Yeah, we're just gonna... No, I'm gonna go up till it don't matter anymore. You can't see me up here. Because we surviving. Much better frame rate too when there isn't like a million mobs underneath my head or my feet. Cool. As futile as it is to make any kind of permanent base, it would be nice to make like a house up in the sky. They can build up to me. They could get there. They were like determined enough. And like I couldn't just stay there every night. Okay. Yeah, you say it's used in the assault rifle, but I haven't seen an assault rifle ever. Do not need that. Oh, backpack full. Why do I have that? Don't think I'm gonna need zombie eyes for anything. Keep the feathers. I don't need to cook anything. Oh yeah, is there a... I need blaze, I guess, if I want to make better bullets. And there's... Unless I find it already in an alchemy table, I don't think I'm going to find it because there's no going into the nether. It's just not. It's not an option. Okay, toss that. I mean, I feel like we got a good collection of things in general. Yeah, I wish I could have used that on that fucking horde. Okay, my backpack's already full. Is there a... What is this? Oh. Is there an upgrade for size? Iron backpack. Gold backpack. Wait. What's the diamond back? Jeez. Oh, okay. So you upgrade it by surrounding it. Wait, so I can make a gold one then. Wait, I don't know what this means though. What is iron and... I mean, I could do the gold one. So I should. Just want those items to go away. There we go. Okay. So what? I do this. Whoop. Or, oh, I must be missing something. That's a backpack. That's an iron backpack. Okay, so you got to go through the tiers. Okay, so how much iron do I have? I need 2 more. Okay. That's good to know. I'll keep an eye out for that. Ooh, iron. Oh man, I'm gonna need iron for bullets at some point again too. But yeah, I already want to upgrade my backpack. This is all fine. There's... Yeah. Very little down there to have to worry about. Which is great. And then I can take on that ship. And hopefully get some iron from that. That'd be great. That'd be great. All right, let's try to go back to the book. There was no taking that away from her. Her name was Money. The Elysium Theater publicity announced her claim to fame in 3-inch Roman bold, black on yellow. Diane Duvall, star of The Love Child. The Love Child, possibly the worst soap opera to cavort across the screens of the nation in the history of that genre. 2 solid hours a week of underwritten characters and mind-numbing dialogue, as a result of which it consistently drew high ratings and its performers became almost overnight brilliant stars in television's rhinestone heaven. Glittering there, and the brightest of the bright, was Diane Duvall. Maybe she wasn't born to play the classics, but Jesus, she was good box office. And in this day and age, with theaters deserted, all that mattered was the number of punters on seats. Calloway had resigned himself to the fact that this would not be the definitive 12th night, but if the production were successful, and with Diane in the role of Viola, it had every chance, and it might open a few doors to him in the West End. Besides, working with the ever-adoring, ever-demanding Miss D. Duvall had its compensations. Gross. I mean, consenting adults and all, I hope. Seems... Okay. I should switch to a stacky. There we go. Got my stacky. Do. Alright, let's try to get some of this back, I guess. Okay, good. I picked the right one. Well, that's not too many. Might even be a reasonable amount. Try to get those builders first. Yeah. Okay. Can you not get up here? I feel like you're liars. You're being liars. There. Boom. Oh yeah, we do get zombie villagers now. That's fun. Hey bud, I want to talk to you in just a second here. Ooh. Even with all this light down, we still managed to like not only make a mess of this place, but wow. I shouldn't focus on this too much. Rawr. Come on. Hey, trade. Hey, Raphael. What do you got for me, bud? What's this? Crocodile scoot. I don't know. I don't think I want that. Killing you is not going to do anything, so I'm just going to ignore you. I should probably build a shield, shouldn't I? Oh, heck yes. Oh. Okay. Huh. Oh, here, you can have this. And in fact, I don't think I'm gonna need that one either. Yeah. You take that too. Don't need that. I'll take that. Zombie virus. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, what kind of helmet is that? Do I need a new one? No, I'm good. I'm good. Hey, bud. Yeah? You got some thoughts there? Huh? Huh? Ho, 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 ho. Come on. Gotcha, asshole. I'm wasting time with these fools. Oh, but there could be... Wait, did I get the iron I needed? Oh, I did. Okay, everything else is extra now. Extra dangerous, too. Okay, I think I want to I think I want to keep going. Let's get out of here. I do kind of want the leads. I'll take your leads. Thank you. Yeah, you wish. Good luck. I really hope this highway keeps going for quite a bit. See, over here it's not too bad. If they can't just climb it. Okay. So when we get a stretch like this, this is perfect, right? They just can't. Jesus. They're just not gonna show up anywhere. Okay, I need... It's going to get dark, and then I'm going to be a dead. So let's do something about that. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen, but I have torches. I can minimize the amount of assholes. Oh boy. I get graphical glitches when there's snow a lot of the time. Wow. This is a long ass highway. Cities are rare, so these like, I know that the other end is connected to a city, so this end shouldn't really be connected. If I can get near the end of it, ooh, I could like, I couldn't blow, I don't have enough to blow anything up, but look how safe this could be. Actually got some ideas there. If I had trapdoors, This is what should be in my offhand. Oh, one of them ships. Okay. This is dangerous. How are we connected here? Where is it connected? Right here? It's going to be juicy. There's going to be that juicy, juicy captain's chest. But there's not enough daylight left. Okay, so let's plan around that. So let's just take this out. Make sure they can't. End of the line, fellas. Good enough. Okay. So then, it's like it there, and like there. What? Yeah, you kind of stuck. Okay, good. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's spaced out. I hope that's spaced out enough too. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Let's just. Okay. That feels pretty good. Next. Yeah. I want more torches. Yeah. So I'll make sure that I'm not going to get hit from behind. Okay, so next step we need. Let's put a table down. Let's go. Let's have some fun. $12 is good. Can I shoot you off, sir? And I'm out of bullets. Gotta get ready to just go straight up if I need to. Okay. What I want to do. Keep looking behind me just in case. Bye. Well, you just made it worse, bud. Okay. They might actually make it up here. So I just need to put a couple more traps. I think if I was thinking like if they got up here anyway, we can just have like one like little line here. Oh, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, they are totally trying to make it over. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, that's not... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, 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 no you don't, 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 no you don't. I hate it. They could seriously make some mincemeat out of me. I need to go up, I think. There's gonna be so many on this ship. Let's go up. Just go up. Fuck everything else, just go up. Ooh. Oh, hell no. Not doing a temple. There we go. Wow, I can unclench. That was nuts. Let's toss that. Okay. I have enough to make an iron backpack. Let's do that. If I have enough left over for bullets, even better. Ooh. Ba-na-na-na. Ooh. Fancy. I got a lot of room in there now. Oh, can I do another upgrade then? Womp, 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 womp. Ba-na-na-na. Oh, hell yes. I have all of the room I could ever need. This is great. Okay. Don't have enough to make bullets. Well, I can make flint bullets, I think. Yeah, that would be something at least. It's an L shape and then gunpowder? Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to put those away for now. Oh, I can bring that back out. I feel like that should always be out. These arrows aren't useful yet. I mean, I could make a bow. It's kind of like a backup weapon. Let's do that then. But then also, okay. I need one more iron if I want to make an upgrade patch, because I definitely want to make the built-in crafting table. And then I guess it's got room for other ones. I gotta figure out what else is going to be useful. Ooh, jukebox. I don't know what that means. I don't care. Okay. Everything else looks good. I think I'm gonna need more fuel soon. That's a thing. Yeah. No reading tonight. Looks like it's about to be day anyway. Really, I can just go down. So my plan is, since the highway, I guess, ends. This is really difficult. And it could result in my death. I need to go down in a boat on the outside of the ship. Without the horde just going through the wall to get at me. Oh my goodness, they're up there too, eh? Okay. I just want to get that sweet chest. All those lovely torches. Day 12. See if that builder makes it across. Yeah, kind of. Fuck you. Got him. Oh boy. This will be difficult if they can all swarm me like that. Whatever. He be hating. Okay. Okay. Some things you just don't need. I don't need that. I don't need that. Keep that. Good enough. Okay. So I gotta drop into the water. It's on the other side too. Okay. I'm like, can I make a run for it? Could I just, like, try? I mean, I do technically want to be in a boat, but... What I'm going for is this. What the fuck is... Oh, an ocean platform thing. Great. Oh, and the highway. And another one. Oh, this might be an interesting spot. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, there's a lot of bad sounds. So what I want is over on this side. Right here. Why? Why? You don't know that I'm here. You don't know that I'm here. You do not need to go doing that. Oh my god. Mistakes were made. This is the one that I want, though. Uh-huh. I don't want your bundles. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want everything. Give me everything. And we go, 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 and we go. Oh. Okay. I don't know about this platform. What is supposed to be in here, I wonder? Huh? Already shipbroken. There could be cool treasure in there and I will never know, because you know what? Fuck that. Oh no, not another illager, guys. Alright. If I can just get at that chest on top. No. Fuck that whale. Fuck that temple. Okay, that whale is not following. Good. Where are we going? Uh-oh. The only thing that's like really gonna fuck me up is a skellywag. There's like no defense against them. Okay, another one of these. Problem is they spawn in so fast. Yeah. This feels like this would be death. Instantly. Let's see. I don't know if I want to be over here. Is that a witch? There shouldn't be witches. Oh, man. It's gonna get dark, though. Fuck. How much daylight do I have? I don't think I have enough. Okay, I need to get that boat before we go any further. No! Fuck! Come on, come back up, come back up, come back up. Okay, you know what? I have a lot of wood. I can make more. I can make more. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Don't worry about it. What is this thing? Oh, hey. Is there nothing in here? Great. Great. I don't like it here. I don't like it here. Yeah, I want... this place is gonna suck. Fuck. They can break through concrete. I'm wondering, I don't think they can break through bars, though, maybe? Maybe that's what it was? Oh, that could have been bad. Let's try to pick up some bars. Experiment with that. It's actually not a bad idea. I feel like obsidian can't be the only thing. And I know they can't go through steel doors. There's a lot of bad noises. It's getting louder. Why is it getting louder? Witches, eh? You want to know how I feel about witches? Yeah? Ha 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 ha. You know what? This ain't a bad spot. Let's go up. Oops. Huh. Still more bars to collect. Guess the only place I can really experiment with these are going to be like in a city. Oh wow, this red light is very moody. Okay, up we go, I guess. Yeah, I was like, why isn't there more of them popping off yet? But I think I'm happy with that. That's better. Okay. I guess keep the iron doors. I'm going to keep this in hand. This other stuff, though. That can go, that can go, that can go, that can go, that can go. Keep them gold nuggets. Amethyst, I'm sure. Loyalty. Riptide. Interesting. Oh yeah, how are we doing? For diamonds, we got 6 diamonds. Is that enough for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? No, it's 7 for pants, 8 for a shirt. Still got some ways to go. A ways to go, rather. Oh yeah, and I got a couple of bundles. Okay. Those can be handy. Let's bundle my... I mean, bundles are, I guess, really good for just like clearing out a small chest of inventory or something. Here, let's pack that. What do I need? I needed iron. I don't have the iron yet. Okay. Oh boy. Try not to look down. Looks like we got some time. Let's do some reading. As this is day 12. Oh boy. Be nice if they could quiet the hell down. Thank you. Okay. Actually. Sip water. Okay. Oh, yeah. Also, I have a bit of dinner, too. Okay. Calloway pulled up his serge trousers and looked down at her. She was giving him that winsome smile of hers, the one she used in the letter scene. Expression 5 in Duval repertoire, somewhere between virginal and motherly. He acknowledged the smile with one from his own stock, a small, loving look that passed for genuine at a yard's distance. Then he consulted his watch. God, we're late, sweetie. She licked her lips. Did she really like the taste that much? I better fix my hair, she said, standing up and glancing in the long mirror beside the shower. Yes. Are you okay? Oh, it couldn't be better, he replied. He kissed her lightly on the nose and left her to her teasing. On his way to the stage, he ducked into the men's dressing room to adjust his clothing and douse his burning cheeks with cold water. Sex always induced a giveaway, molting on his face and upper chest. Bending to splash water on himself, Calloway studied his features critically in the mirror over the sink. After 36 years of holding the signs of age at bay, he was beginning to look the part. He was no more the juvenile lead. There was an indisputable puffiness behind his eyes, which was nothing to do with the sleeplessness, and there were lines, too, on his forehead and round his mouth. He didn't look the wunderkind any longer. The secrets of his debauchery were written all over his face. The excess of sex and booze and ambition, the frustration of aspiring and just missing the main chance so many times. What would he look like now, he thought bitterly, if he'd been content to be some unenterprising nobody working in a minor rep, guaranteed a house of 10 aficionados every night and devoted to a branch. Face as smooth as a baby's bottom, probably. Most of the people in the socially committed theater had that look. Vacant and content, poor cows. He's so nasty. On stage, there was a heated debate and... Oh, wait, no. Well, you pays your money in, you takes your choice, he told himself. Oh. He took one last look at the haggard cherub in the mirror, reflecting that, crow's feet or not, women still couldn't resist him, and went out to face the trials and tribulations of Act 3. On stage, there was a heated debate in progress. The carpenter, his name was Jake, had built 2 hedges for Olivia's garden. They still had to be covered with leaves, but they looked quite impressive, running the depths of the stage to the cyclorama, where the rest of the garden would be painted. None of this symbolic stuff. A garden was a garden. Green grass, blue sky. That's the way the audience liked it north of Birmingham. And Terry had some sympathy for the plain taste. Terry, love. Eddie Cunningham had him by the hand and elbow, escorting him into the fray. What's the problem? Terry, love, you cannot be serious about these fucking... It came trippingly off the tongue. Fucking. So, you cannot be serious about these fucking hedges. Tell Uncle Eddie you're not serious before I throw a fit. Eddie pointed towards the offending hedges. I mean, look at him. As he spoke, a thin plume of spittle fizzled in the air. Or fizzed. What's the problem? Terry asked again. Problem? Blocking, love, blocking. Think about it. We've rehearsed this scene with me, this whole scene with me bobbing up and down like a March hare. Up, right, down, left. But it doesn't work if I haven't got access round the back. And look, these fucking things are flush with the backdrop. Well, they have to be for the illusion, Eddie. I can't get round though, Terry. You must see my point. He appealed to the few others on stage, the carpenters, 2 technicians, 3 actors. I mean, there's just not enough time. Eddie, we'll reblock it. Oh, no, that took the wind out of his sails. No? I mean, it seems easiest, doesn't it? Yes, I know. Well, needs must... What about croquet? Or the croquet. We'll cut that too. All that business with the croquet mallets? The body stuff? It'll all have to go. I'm sorry. I haven't thought this through. I wasn't thinking straight. Eddie flounced. That's all you ever do, love. Think straight. Titters. Terry let it pass. Eddie had a genuine point of criticism. He had failed to consider the problems of the hedge design. I'm sorry about the business, but there's no way we can accommodate it. You won't be cutting anybody else's business, I'm sure, said Eddie. He threw a glance over Calloway's shoulder at Diane, then headed for the dressing room. Exit enraged actor, stage left. Calloway made no attempt to stop him. It would have worsened the situation considerably to spoil his departure. He just breathed out a quiet, "Oh, Jesus," and dragged a white hand down his face. That was the fatal flaw of his profession. Actors. Okay. Spot. Boop. Okay. Bring it! Oh boy. Oh, maybe I didn't mean that. Yeah, maybe it is time for this. Fuck. Damn it. That would have been so cool. Oh, you know what I still have, though? Which side are you coming up? Pick a side. Let's not even get... There we go. I want to hear it burn them. He's just poking his head out. Oh boy. There's probably illagers I just can't see over there. Okay, so I think I rolled up from that direction, which means that I want to go this way. I don't know if I want to play with these guys much longer. Oh, that is keeping them at bay. Oh, maybe I should do that at night. Fuck this place. Oh, oh, I need a boat. Oh, there is a chest down there. Interesting. Let's go for it. Oops. There we go. Hell yeah. He might have some fuel on him. Worth it to double check a little. Hey, bud. Ooh. Hell yeah. Sure. Cooked cod. Okay. Raw cod. I see. Where's my food sack? There's my food sack. Okay. This should last me for a while. Oh, there we go. Another one. Karina, thank you for your hospitality. I will be leaving now. Bye. That was just food, wasn't it? I think this is the way I meant to go. Is this the same one? No, there's a different one. Was that top part's intact? Yeah, fuck it. Mushroom Island? I could be so lucky. This might be awesome. This might be really good. In fact. Isn't there no spawning in here? Oh, hi, bud. Huh. I think I found a safe zone. And it borders... Does that mean that's going to be safe too? Okay. I gotta go see. This going to be a source of problem? Or this going to be safe? I hear mobs. Just cover that up. Okay. I mean, I'm just going to retreat over there and I should be safe. Okay, make sure I eat. Let's go. Go! Nope. We just blow that popsicle stand right away. Those lovely cows. Okay. Ooh, we got steaks. Steaks awaited us. Lads. This is good. This is good. Okay, there's definitely... I don't know where those echoes are coming from. There could be caves or something underneath me. Is that what it is? Because, yeah, we don't want that. Yeah, we just fixed that up real quick. That's probably good enough. Yeah. Okay, we filled in holes. Okay, I want to be a little bit further away from that. From all that groaning. Let's see if the zombies truly get up into here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Wait, what the fuck? The fuck is that? What is that? The fuck are those? Like they got little backpacks. And what is this guy? He's pretty cute. I hope they're not hostile. Okay, we're gonna have to gonna have to make base here. I wanna be near these guys for sure. Okay. Oh, there's a city nearby too. Okay. We got that building. This is interesting. This took a turn. Oh, hello. It will eventually pile up. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed your message there. Welcome back, 97 Guten. Oh, I'm not sure what you mean that they'll eventually pile up. A lot of zombies? Oh, they can get up to me too. That's if zombies come. I think the mushroom biome is safe. There's just no zombies. I'm not hearing a single one. This is excellent. Huh. I think I have cracked the technique we're going to use to get to day 100. Because obviously... Okay, I can't wait to meet those. I'm going to meet them. And if they're bad, I'm going to run away. Okay, let's dig down one. Whew. Yeah. So if those guys are okay, and there are no zombies in the mushroom biome, I'm building a base here. I got a whole city nearby to explore. And then, yeah, then it'll be the fun of actually like tracing out the borders of this biome and seeing what I can find. I think we're actually going to do it. What day is it? Day 13? Nice. We're going to hit day 14 in no time. So I guess it's time for reading. Let's take a look how we're doing here, though. This stuff I can just put away right away. I don't need. at the ready. I don't need to be carrying this maggots. I don't want to carry maggots around. Thank you. I don't want to accidentally lava myself. There we go. This is all feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. No, I need that in my hand. Okay. I needed this. Right. Okay. So I think I have those things. Iron, string, leather. Crafting bench. Cool. Upgrade base. Okay. And then I need, what was it? A chest and something else. A chest and a crafting table. So like this. Yeah. Oh, and more iron. Okay. Yeah. Ba-na-na-na. Crafting. Inside my backpack. Cool. So I have 2 more upgrade slots. I don't really have another... I don't have enough to do another upgrade, but let's see. What could the next one be? Makes backup pickup items. Pickup items has more options. Filter. Okay. Magnet. Magnet items in the backpack at range. Interesting. That might be handy. Feeding upgrade. Feeds player with food from backpack's inventory? What? And more options. Interesting. So this could be... I guess it keeps you full. Maybe it'll like only feed you the amount that you need. What's this? Compacting. Void, no. Restocks backpack from sneak, right click inventory. Items from backpack. Inception upgrade makes it possible to put backpacks into the backpack. That would be fun. Becomes indestructible. Can't despawn or fall into void. I don't think I'm ever going to take it off. Smelting. Oh, this would be a good one. Automatically pulls pushes. Are you kidding me? I can have an auto smelter in my backpack? Okay, so the food one and the smelting one. The smelting one sounds handy to go alongside the crafting one. Auto smoking. Oh, I could just go straight for smoking. Blasting ores and metal stuff in an upgrade tab. Don't know what that means. I already got that. Stone cutting. Cool. Stack upgrade. Multiplies the number of stacks that can fit in a slot by 2. Number of stacks that can fit in a slot. Interesting. So like, so I could have like 128 in a slot? That's weird. Okay. Jukebox. Tool swapper. The one effective on the block when these are left. What? Oh. With energy storage? Oh, we don't have energy. Pump. Adjacent blocks. Okay, so it looks like I mean, I guess I would go with the smelter just because I feel like I could cook items too, right? I don't know about the auto feeder. I do like the magnet one though. That sounds interesting. A greater range too. Huh. Just for in terms of looting, trying to get away with items. It gives me the best possible shot. Okay, well, these are for down the road because I can't get any of them right now. Oh, didn't do any reading. And listen to that, there's no zombies. Ooh. We had a new moon. Those guys are still there. This was great. Don't even need this crafting table anymore. No mobs alerted. Oh, I feel... Oh. See, but it's holes like that that make me... It's like, oh, that's sus. Okay. I got a bio break. Be right back. Boop. Okay. We're back. I actually had it running while I was gone, so that was a bad idea. Alright, I gotta say hi to our new friends. Really no zombies. This is excellent. Just gotta make sure we cover up every goddamn hole. Oh, hello. Oh, thank you for the follow. Oh, geez. Thank you for the follow, Cupid's Zero, I want to say, or O. Thank you so much. We just found a mushroom biome, which makes it really safe from the zombies. And we're going to go say hello to these guys. So, you don't seem to be hostile. Can I talk to you? Okay. You're cute. Where's there's a... Oh, this is no good. We don't want that. Nope, nope, not at all. Not at all. Okay. There was another little big... There was a big guy. Where's the big one? There's something really wild that was like, I thought it was right here. Okay, let's see. Anything inside here? Doesn't look like it. Oh. Emeralds. Bread. Could use the cactus. In fact, I could probably use this too. If I'm going to build a house, I should probably have some nice building blocks to use. And these seem to be really... They pop like nothing. So I think the plan is to go around the outside of this biome and just see, besides that city, let's see if anything else is connected. Because the city is going to be the most dangerous thing. And obviously the zombies still spawn like crazy. Even though it's a city inside a mushroom biome. Does the mushroom biome count all the way down? Oh, how's your day? It's going very well. Thank you so much, friend. We were supposed to have some D&D today, but it didn't happen. That's okay. One of our players fell ill, and we want them to be better. And so instead I decided I'm doing some of this Minecraft hardcore horror thing. I don't think I need anything else here. Maybe I'll take the door. Love to hear that. How's your day going? Not the little prayer. The day, not the ill player. Oh, yeah. Oh, not the ill player. Right. Yes. Thank you. For some reason, my brain wasn't parsing. If I could get some dirt, I can fill in more of these holes. I feel like this is where the zombies are going to come from, if anywhere. Huh. Yeah, so I'm thinking underground in a mushroom biome, do things spawn? Because if they don't, the caves might even be safe to venture in. Good, thanks for asking. Okay, good. Love to hear it. Wow, this is so big. It really does go pretty far in each direction. I'm thinking if I am going to build a home out here, I still kind of want to be within, like, visual range of the city. I feel like it kind of tempts fate being too close to where the zombies are going to pour out of, but it's, I don't know. I need some frame of reference, too. I need to know where I'm going away from. Oh, shoot. I need to eat. No, don't desaturate my world. Okay. So we're day 14. About to hit parity with the, Whoa, what the hell is that? About to hit my personal best. Okay, what are you? Are you sleeping? Are you dangerous? This could be really stupid. I don't know what this thing is. It's probably from Alex's mobs. Hey, bud. I wonder what you eat. What can I give you? Do you want a mushroom? No. Oh, I know where the city is. I think we found it. Yeah, it kind of looks like a rabbit. But like a mushroomy rabbit. And he's got like a little hat on too. Oh, hey. Another one. Okay, so this... That's a city I found before. It looks like I still got some daylight left, so... Maybe we'll take another venture at it. What I need... Okay, I need dirt. Oh shoot, I don't have a lot of dirt. Guess I'll go with wood. Let's do half that. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably fine. Put those away. Put those away. Okay, so... Make sure that's in my hand. I think we're set. Oh, my pickaxe is about to go. Okay. The sun's gonna set soon. Come on. There we go. What's the plan here? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Start with that. Yeah, light it up a bit. Light it up. Okay. What? Where? Whoa! Okay, there. Okay. Hey. Fuck you. Oh, it's a swarm. Shit. Okay. 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 Oh, boy. Okay, that was it? That was it? Is it? It's not dark yet. Hey, get away from me. Okay. Okay, no, okay. Three's company, guys. Come on. Go away. Go away. I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna take these items. Thanks. And then, oh, psychopath. Oh, okay, great. 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 Okay. 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 Right here. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. That guy. What a guy. Fuck. Gotcha. Okay, away from here. Away from here. Away from here. Away from... We run. We run. Ah. But I'm safe out here. That's the strangest thing. I've never found safety in this modded craziness. So this is... I want to keep an eye on this place. This is what I want to go loot. But if I'm too close, they'll also just keep on filling up with zombies. Ooh. Oh, another oil platform? Jeez. Another rig. Wow. Okay. We got a bit of a canyon here. This ain't bad. And I'm near the water. That's actually pretty good. Okay, it's going to get dark. It's going to get real dark. But you know what? That's okay. It's okay if it's dark. We're gonna build a little house. Yeah, it gets really dark. I have some real dark mods on right now. It's not just the mods, but it's also the shader too. I wanted like darkness to be dark. You're not getting the true you've caught me just when I found the safest place to be, which is this biome. I'm usually up in a crow's nest 60 blocks above the horde of zombies. I think we're not building a house yet. Let's go up first and then we'll build a house. Oops. I mean, well, there's where I put down some light at least. Oh boy. Alright. We don't have to go too far up because nobody's going to get us up here. So, build up my little platform. And wait for day. Oh, I should probably make some tea as well. Yeah, so this is it. I got some wild mods on. In fact, oops. If I do that, that's the list of what I'm working with. I think that's up to date. Yeah, pretty much. There might be some things I've taken actually off from that. But it's mostly to just give it so that the world is just zombies. I came across witches once, but otherwise there shouldn't be any other mobs. It's just zombies. The mob cap is increased to about 200. So that's why being in a Mushroom Island has been so refreshing. And then most of it is like I really enjoy this kind of Breath of the Wild style paraglider that saved my life so many times. I got ammo for things I don't think I'll ever make these weapons. I don't think I can. I actually installed a second gun mod just to have an actual gun that was simpler, because the one that comes with the zombies just doesn't work right. I'll hang on to that for now. And I got backpacks, which was mucho importante. I speak French. I do not speak Spanish, so forgive me for just butchering that. Alright, everything in there. Cool. My backpack full of stuff. Oops. Oh. I didn't know I could take my upgrades off. Interesting. Alright, we're halfway through the night. So, the other thing I like to do when we are... Oops. When we're waiting out the night, because I can't sleep, is we read from Clive Barker's Books of Blood. So, hope you're okay with that, because that's what's happening there. We are on... Oh. We're about halfway... I think more than halfway through the book right now. I'm probably in the 6th or 7th story in. And so far, it's just been about a director and of a play. 12th Night. And the... Oops. And the lead actor who he's fucking with. I'm trying to remember where the hell we were now. I think. Okay, yeah, they were... It just came back in... The director... Yeah, the director and the actor were fucking about. And he just came in to find that somebody... One of his other actors is complaining about blocking in the set. Let's see. Where do we go? No, will somebody fetch him back? I think that's where we were at. We're asking for somebody. Silence. Where's Ryan? The stage manager showed his bespectacled face over the offending hedge. Sorry? Ryan, love, will you please take a cup of coffee to Eddie and coax him back into the bosom of the family? Ryan pulled a face that said, you offended him. You fetch him. But Calloway had passed this particular buck before. He was a past master at it. He just stared at Ryan, defying him to contradict his request until the other man dropped his eyes and nodded his acquiescence. Ooh, good word. Sure, he said glumly. Good man. Ryan cast him an accusatory look and disappeared in pursuit of Ed Cunningham. No show without Belch, said Calloway, trying to warm up the atmosphere a little. Oops. Looks like we need to... someone grunted and the small half circle of onlookers began to disperse. Show over. Okay, said Calloway, picking up the pieces. Let's get to work. We'll run through from the top of the scene. Diane, are you ready? Yes. Okay, shall we run it? He turned away from Olivia's garden and the waiting actors just to gather his thoughts. Only the stage working lights were on. The auditorium was in darkness. It yawned at him insolently, row upon row of empty seats, defying him to entertain them. Oh, the loneliness of the long-distance director. There were days in this business when the thought of life as an accountant seemed consummation devoutedly to be wished, to paraphrase the Prince of Denmark. In the gods of the Elysium, somebody moved. Calloway looked up from his doubts and stared through the swarthy air. Swarthy air. Swarthy. Had Eddie taken residence on the very back row? No, surely not. For one thing, he hadn't had time to get all the way up there. Eddie? Calloway ventured, capping his hand over his eyes. Is that you? He could make out he could just make the figure out. No, not a figure, figures. Two people, edging their way along the back row, making for the exit. Whoever it certainly wasn't Eddie. That isn't Eddie, is it? Said Calloway, turning back into the fake garden. No, somebody replied. It was Eddie speaking. He was back on stage, leaning on one of the hedges, cigarette clamped between his lips. Eddie. That's all right, said the actor good-humoredly. Don't grovel. I can't bear to see a pretty man grovel. We'll see if we can slot the mallet business in somewhere, said Calloway, eager to be conciliatory. Eddie shook his head and flicked the ash off his cigarette. No need. Really? It didn't work too well anyhow. The grand circled door creaked a little as it closed behind the visitors. Calloway didn't bother to look round. They'd gone, whoever they were. Oh yeah, where are we at? Oh, it's just about to be done. Well, let's just go a little further, I guess. There was somebody in the house this afternoon. Hammersmith looked up from the sheets of figures he was poring over. Oh? His eyebrows were eruptions of wire-thick hair that seemed ambitious beyond their calling. They were raised high above Hammersmith's tiny eyes in patently fake surprise. He plucked at his bottom lip with nicotine-stained fingers. Any idea who it was? He plucked on, still staring up at the younger man, undisguised contempt on his face. Okay, we gotta stop there. I think we got some light. Yep. Oh, we're about to hit day 15. Okay. This is as far as I got before. I think we can make it to day 100. I can't hide in this mushroom island forever. I will run out of food. Well, I guess I won't, because there's all these mushrooms, but... Damn it. I am not staying in here. I'll build a really cool house, and I... will make ventures out into the city. In fact... let's just go for it right away. Let's go for this one. What I need to do is locate the spawns. Yeah, there's none on this floor. Go up one. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my gosh. Wow, that was stupid. Oh wow, that was stupid. Oh wow, that was stupid. Oh boy. Oh. That would have been a really stupid and quick end to this. Wow. I think I got away with it too. Come on, use up the stupid sword. I mean, if I do this, they'll go over too. I'll just hang on to it. Let's make another run of it. Okay, so I jumped out of the second floor. Oh. Okay. You just appeared out of nowhere, asshole. I just watched your soul leave for a second. Yeah. Yeah. It was when I realized I was backed in that corner and I kept on putting up blocks and I'm like, oh, I've fully trapped myself here. Great. Hey! Hey! Stop it! I keep meaning to put torches down. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Okay. I would like... Damn it. What if I did this? That might help. Like, actually. Okay. Let's reclaim my wood. There's this chest. Hello. Golden apple. Name tag, sure. Coal, sure. Oh, I got a head. Nice. I'm just going to do that. Wow. Okay. I feel better. Okay. So the goal is going to be to basically light up all of these buildings then. Because then I'll know they're cleared. I don't have many torches right now. Okay, nobody else? Nobody else on this floor? Amazing. Whew. I need... Oh, Oh yeah, I have a... I forgot I have that. Nice. Where is it? Oh. Okay. I have an anvil, don't I? Yeah, I do. Okay, I don't need that right now. I can come back for this stuff. I hear you. I hear a zombie villager. Okay, do we go up another one? Fuck. Okay. Where? Where? Okay. Okay. Well, then we're just going back in. So this floor is safe, right? Does it look again? Yes. Okay. Wait. Work smarter, not harder. Hey. Oh, I can access that. No. So they're below me then. Yeah, I didn't properly light up below me, so let's we can do it from the outside. Right? Where are they? I don't see nothing. I can hear you. Well, there's the sub-basement. Oh! They can break the... Oh! They can break the floor. They can break the floor. Okay. Okay, you know what I think of that? This is what I think of that. Burning! That's what I want to see in my subtitles. Burning! Hell yeah! Okay. Haha! Yes, come into the light! Cool. It doesn't really clear the basement, though. Oh, and they're breaking blocks. I hate it. I hate it. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that, and we're going to call this room cleared. This room is cleared. Oh. Oh, okay. While there's still daylight, maybe I'll go construct my house. This has been... There are monsters... Like, there are actual mob spawners in here, too. Those are what I'm really looking for. Because if I can take those out... Well, now I'm doing alright. There we go. Okay. Oh, no. Stuff like that. This is what kills me. This is why I don't make it past day 15. Stuff like that. There we go. Okay, so I don't think they're going to spawn outside. I don't want to tempt fate. I got to find a nice spot. Where can we go? Maybe this one? Is this too close? Nah, it's not too close. Alright, we're gonna make a house here. So, oh man. I don't normally get into building when I'm in survival like this. Normally die by now. What do I got? I got quartz and oak. Sure. Oh, we can make some fancy pillars for the base. So I think I do want these up on stilts anyway. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oof. That seems alright. I don't need a whole lot of room. 2, 3, 5. That was too many, whatever. Oh. Hurts me every time. It's got the blood. Everything. It's so unnatural to not be scared as fuck right now. Oh, look at that. The building's lit up a bit. Alright. Let's go 3, 4. Sweet. So put this one right here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm like, how much do I care about how this looks? I shouldn't. 1, 2, 3. What if we did... I don't know, what am I doing? I think that's as high up as I want to go. Yeah. This will make quartz floors. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be absolutely fine. I don't hear a horde of zombies. It's so weird. Don't tell them though. They don't have to like... come out here and make me feel more at home. Pro gamer, here we go. Oh boy. Whatever, quick and dirty. How am I going to get up and down? They do seem to be able to use ladders. I'm still building this with, like, running from a horde in mind. Water's not going to do it. I guess it's going to have to just be ladders that I'm going to have to break or something. Ooh, it's so shiny. Forgot about the shader settings. That's nice. Let's get up there. Yay. We has platform. And then if they can't see me, I'm going to have to make windows after. All right. Whatever. It's not going to be that janky looking. All right. So, let's finish this side. I am so not used to having a structure in this game. All right. Or in this version of the game, at least. Whew. Good thing there are no phantoms. Alright, so I guess I'm going to have to make a ladder on the outside of this. And then additionally put a steel door. I need... I don't have stone, do I? I can't even make a lever right now. I could make a button. Oh man, that'd be so panicked. I kind of prefer a lever though. I want to be able to turn it on and off. Oh, you know what? And I also have these. Oh, I should save... Actually, you know what? No, I need to save those for when I'm going inside the buildings. Okay. I'm looking at all this stuff, trying to make heads or tails of it. Like, it's not like I can really... I mean, having it... What is really having a base mean? Or having a house at all mean? Like... All it really means is I have a place to, like... I have a platform I can keep coming back to. Because, like... Yeah. Keep everything in your backpack and never put stuff in a chest, because you're gonna run. At some point you're gonna run, and then that's all you're gonna be doing is running. But no stupid deaths. Actually, maybe I'll start a chest just for getting rid of garbage. Oh, I'll even put a separate crafting bench down. What do you know? Boom. A chest for garbage, so I'm not just tossing it into the wild. Enough. Okay. I don't want to make this base anymore. Oh, I guess I want to make a ladder. Okay. Sticks. Cool. I like the music. Yeah, of course. I could make a gate. I don't know. Will they react to a gate? Because they break down everything else. They can break down doors easily. Okay, so there's my way up and down. This is my way to spy. I think that's fine. Oh man, what a mess. What a mess. Okay, I'm not going to need the boat anytime soon. Sorry, brain's just slowing down a little bit here as I'm just thinking a little too hard about this. I wish I wasn't using oak, though. That's the only thing. I need this oak. Maybe I should be using, like, dirt. Okay. Oh, that was the other thing I need was, torches. Oh. That's a fair number. I think that'll do. Lava. Oh, man. Okay, okay. It's light. It's light. Let's go. Let's go. It's time. Yeah, they're not spawning outside. That's a good sign. Oops. Okay. We're not going into the basement, so we're just going to do that. Okay. Bun fungus? Is that what that thing is called? Bun fungus? He just squeaked at me. I love him. I love him. Okay. Okay, let's put that down there. Open up this. Okay. Okay, nothing in here. Okay. Hell yeah. Okay, next floor. Roof. Hey, we made it. Okay, second building complete. So, let's grab that. I mean, I can there. It's not coming up on subtitles, but I can hear zombies. It's not like they're not around. I still got to be careful. Okay, so that one's done. That one's done. Okay. Whew. Put that one down. Okay. Okay, there's no lower floor. Oh my goodness, that scared me right good. Wow. Who was the asshole who said hello? I want to see if... Wow. Boop. Woo. Oh, hey, bud. Hey. Okay, we're good. We're good. Come here. Okay. Okay. That was the only dude? Amazing. Okay. Okay, another floor. Hopefully I don't get freaked out as fast. Okay, nobody. Whew. We did it. Wow, this one was easy. Sort of. I can hear them somewhere. Where's that sound coming from? Oh, I should just take this. I'm just taking this. Wait, what time is it? It says it's noon right now. Okay. Amazing. I have all of that. So is this the roof? This is the roof. Safe. Where, zombie? Zombie grounds? Where? I don't see no zombie groaning. I think we got some safe buildings so far. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, look at him go. Hey, bud. Oh. That's a builder. We don't like them. Okay. Just in case I gotta make a run for it, we're just gonna open that up. I know, that's the way I need to go. Okay. Let's see, can I just take you out? Can I just take you out? Oh God. Oh boy. I'm just gonna patch that up. There's no doors over here for them though. What are they gonna do? I guess if they get a miner with them that I'm a little fucked, but... Huh. Well, there's no hope of going in there. I could climb the building. Tough. Tough, tough, tough. What we got? You shouldn't be able to see me. Alright. Well, until there's an asshole that's gonna stop me, I'm gonna... Oh. Oh, that might have alerted too many. Oh, where did you come from? Where did you come from? Yeah, you got him. You're not gonna hurt me, right? He's anti-zombie, though. Good to know. Oh, he wants Adam, too. Oh, I almost want to let him out just to let you at him. Oh. It is. The sun's gonna set. All right. I can just take these guys out. I can get their treasure and then I can run like heck. Come on. Okay. Okay, now we go. Oh boy. Oh, did not do that right. There we go. All right. Whew. Just as it's getting darker. Still haven't found any spawns, but hey, what do you know? I'm lighting the place up. Those 3 buildings are next. Damn, this is going okay. Feeling good about this. Oh, we got a zombie head, eyeballs. Okay, so, I might have to give his mod another shot in terms of figuring out if I can get the advanced guns to work, because that would be great. I would dig that. Yeah. Ooh, I got some stone this time. Let's actually... This is becoming... Oh, man, I feel weird about leaving this here, but I could always make new ones, so let's get some of that out. What do I got? What do I need to cook? I need to cook some things. Cooked. Oh, that's raw. Cool. I think I need to smelt. Yeah. I think that's what I need. Trying to remember how to make things now. All I needed, right? No? Why am I so dumb? Why am I so dumb? Right. So it's supposed to be cobble? Why? What? Okay. Sure. Oh, it just maybe it wasn't giving me the option. Thank you. Cool. So that... I don't know if that's really any extra security. I do have a lot of this, though. Maybe I'll keep my wood and just make the rest of this out of quartz. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yes. Yes, indeed. I am going to reclaim the wood, because I think I need that more than I need the quartz later. Because I can make boats. And boats are the only other way to survive. Yay. I like that better. Sure. Oh, did I run out? One more block. Bloop. Okay, fine. Oh yeah, XP. Can I get bottles of XP? Let's get those too. Level 20, not bad. Okay. Okay, I need to look it up. Actually, no, let's let time pass. As I look up fucking gaming barns. Barns? Yeah. Zombie apocalypse? No. I want your... I'm on a website you can't see. Oh, you updated it. Oh. Wait. Did you fix it? Okay. Weird. Okay, so I'm seeing an update from the author of the gun mod that's like from 8 hours ago. Sorry. Yeah, he did a big update, but he didn't fix the one thing that I think was still broken, which was getting this damn thing going in the first place. I need a book, I think? Oh, it's not written very well. There we go. To see the crafting recipes for the guns, you need to craft the gun crafting manual. You must place a book and an iron ingot in the crafting grid to craft one. So a book and an iron ingot. I'm pretty sure I have a book. Yeah, I have a book. And I got an iron ingot. Okay, so what if I put that there? Is this what you mean? Nope. Nope, not like that. Okay, so maybe it does mean this way. Okay. So then... that did nothing. Something's definitely wrong with that. I don't think that's working the way it's intended. And I don't think I got any new recipes from that. Like gun recipes. No. It's kind of how I know it doesn't work in the first place, because it's not in the just enough items. Yeah. So I don't know. Ugh. Tried again. Wasted another iron ingot. Really want that mod to work someday. Let's just make rabbit hide. Ah! Roommate is asking for a Minecraft server. Let's see. Can I... I think my computer can do it. Let's just check real quick. Task manager, how we doing? Maxed out, schmaxed out, whatever. Start server. Oh, I might just quit playing soon. I don't know. We've gone for 3 hours. Okay, server is running. Let my roommate know. Sorry, I know this is terribly uninteresting. Oh, hey, it's almost daylight. Okay. Cool. Oh, please, able to connect. Okay. Does that look good? That looks good otherwise. Alright, let's go for it. Okay. With it raining, I don't know. That's going to change the spawning a bit, but that's fine. Hey, Bun Bun. Bunny. What, Dave? Okay. He said thank you. Let's see. Did he actually connect yet? No. Okay. Don't thank me until you connect, sir. It might not work. Okay. How many floors is this? 3 floors? Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna close that up. Depends. Is there gonna be anything up here? Oh, hey. Okay. All right. Okay, this floor completed. Cool. Reclaim that wood. Need that wood every time. Okay. I could be taking some of these blocks too, actually. Let's make sure I do. Especially for some of these areas. Okay. Yeah, fuck those. Ooh, I see a chest. Okay. Whew, okay. This is going surprisingly smoothly. I don't like how smooth it is. I'm expecting trouble. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's take out some of the middle. Let's take out the corners here. Visibility. And this corner. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I hear ya. Oh. Yep. Cool. We made it to the top. Okay. The fuck? Oh, okay. Let's close that entrance. How many are there? Jeez. This is a big building. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna skip this one and do this one then. I feel like I've been up here before. Huh. I have. Yeah, I recognize some of this trouble. Still no real signs of... Oh. Okay, this is the way up. Down is another matter. Okay. Oh no! I just fell. Uh-oh. Hi. Hi. Yeah, no. That's what I'm after. Disgusting. Got it. Okay. Oh, where are my torches? Okay. Do I need to make more? Okay. Okay. Come here. Come here. Let's try to get some of this dirt. Kinda need to know where that's coming from. Where? I guess the central building still... Okay. Let's open this up. Oh, it's getting dark. Damn it. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, I could keep going until I actually, like, run into a problem. Oh, hello. Oh. Okay. Oh. What was that? Did I see something there? No? Okay. Just close that up. Okay. It's been surprisingly okay so far. Do I need to go up or down? Have I gone up? I must have gone up. Yeah. I'm so safe in this building? It is so bizarre. Wow. It's so quiet. Oh. It's like, yeah, that could end it badly. Okay, I think I'm gonna spend the night in this room. Yeah. I think it's safe enough to hang out. So just light this up a little more. Okay. There's zombie groans, but they're so far away. Oh, I probably have enough for an upgrade, don't I? Oh, I do. We can do that after. So nothing has quite turned out the way I expected, but that's been okay. Yeah. I'm not going to make any new tools yet. I kind of want to save those diamonds for exactly when I'm in need of something. By then it could be too late. But we'll see. Alright, let's get back to some reading, I guess, because day 17. This is, I don't want to say it's been completely easy, but it's been easy enough. This has been the easiest run, at least in the last, since day 14, since finding the mushroom biome. Almost feels cheaty, but it's not. I'm going to say that it's not. Oh, let's get... Nope. Oh, let's see if he was able to connect. Oh, no, it crashed. Shoot. Okay. Okay, sorry, just talking to him. Looks like it crashed, but I restarted it. Let's see. Yeah, it seems to be fine. We'll see. Okay. Where the heck were we on the page here? Oh, I think we're at the top right here. Hammersmith. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, yes. Any idea who it was? With the people who had like walked out at the end there? He plucked on, still staring at the younger man, undisguised contempt on his face. Is it a problem? I just want to know who was looking at the rehearsal, that's all. I think I've got a perfect right to ask. Perfect right, said Hammersmith, nodding slightly, making his lips into a pale bow. Well, there was talk of somebody coming up from the National, said Calloway. My agents were arranging something. I just don't want somebody coming in without me knowing about it, especially if they're important. Hammersmith was already studying the figures again. His voice was tired. Terry, if there's someone in from the South Bank to look your opus over, I promise you'll be the first to be informed, all right? The inflection was so bloody rude, so rung along, little boy. Calloway itched to hit him. I don't want people watching rehearsals unless I authorize it, Hammersmith. Hear me? And I want to know who was in today. The manager sighed heavily. Believe me, Terry, I don't know myself. I suggest you ask Tallulah. She was front of house this afternoon. If somebody came in, presumably she saw them. He sighed again. All right, Terry. Calloway left it at that. He had his suspicions about Hammersmith. The man couldn't give a shit about theater. He never failed to make that absolutely plain. He affected an exhausted tone whenever anything but money was mentioned, as though matters... Oh, let me see if he got in. Looks like Dave joined the game. Cool. Oops. Where were we? Money, as though matters of aesthetics were beneath his notice. And he had a word loudly administered for actors and directors alike. Butterflies. Just noticed my camera's off by a bit. Butterflies. Love it. One day wonders. In Hammersmith's world, only money was forever, and the Elysium Theatre stood on prime land a wise man could turn a tidy profit on if he played his cards right. Calloway was certain he'd sell off this place tomorrow if he could maneuver it. A satellite town like Redditch, growing as Birmingham grew, didn't need theaters. It needed offices, hypermarkets, warehouses. It needed to, quote the councillors, growth through... Oh, I gotta borrow it again. Try that again. Growth through investment in new industry. It also needed prime sites to build that industry upon. No mere art could survive such pragmatism. Tallulah was not in the box, nor in the foyer, nor in the green room. Irritated both by Hammersmith's uncivility and Tallulah's disappearance, Calloway went back into the auditorium to pick up his jacket and to go get drunk. The rehearsal was over and the actors long gone. The bare hedges looked somewhat small from the back row of the stalls. Maybe they need a few extra inches. He made a note on the back of the show bill he found in his pocket. Hedges. Bigger? A footfall made him look up, and a figure appeared on stage. A smooth entrance up stage center where the hedges converged. Calloway didn't recognize the man. Mr. Calloway. Mr. Terence Calloway. Yes? The visitor walked down the stage to where, in an earlier age, the footlights would have been, and stood looking out into the auditorium. Oh, we just hit day 18. Let's take a break from that. Just double check. Okay, server's running. Okay. Zombie groans. They be groaning, but they can't do anything. I need more torches. I'm going to run out of torches before anything else. Okay. Okay, this floor is fine. Huh. Okay. Gotta go down another floor here. Where'd you come from? How'd you get in here? I thought I secured this floor. Okay. Okay. They scare me. Whoa. Hey. Stop that. I'm going to consider that unsecured. Okay. Wow. Let's gather up the soak. That's... Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. No. 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 Oh my gosh. What are you gonna do? What's your plan? What's my plan? Oh, you know what? Yeah. Hey, that works. You used fire. It's super effective. Why is he like right there? Oh, that's why. Scorched. They are immune. Whoa! 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 Jesus Christ! Not dying like that. Oh, thanks, Bun. Woo! Yeah, you and me both. Hey, I think I need your help over here. Yeah, over here. Bun, Bun. Hell yeah. Oh boy. Come on. Hey, good job. Ha. Hey. Hey, indeed. I think I still need your help, Bun. Let's just pack those real quick. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna fill this the fuck up. Amazing. Wow. They're still going strong in there. Okay, let's get some light in that room. Oh. And we're running. Okay. 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 What a mess of a building. So it's the underground that I'm going to have the hardest time with. And so far hasn't been super worth it either. Like, I think I got enough for one upgrade. I don't think they can get through that, but let's not tempt it. I thought that was maybe a ship. No spawners. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. It's going to be pointless to be holed up next to a city like this if there's nothing I can actually get from it. Ooh, a piece of iron. What time is it? Oh, it's going to be dusk again. Doesn't even look worth engaging. Well, that's a friendly boat, too. Okay, good to know. Meh. I'm gonna die. If I stick around in there after dark. I need to get myself out of here. Shit. Stairs, isn't there? I feel like the stairs are right here. Got some real Mega Man feels right now. So it's this. This is one of the buildings I still need to secure. Oh, there's a spawn. There must be a spawner. I totally saw that. Okay. Oh. There's a chest. Oh. Okay. I think I just got away with it. I heard breaking glass that wasn't me, so it's time to go. It is so dark. Ah, damn it. Oh, haha. Okay, untense a little. Let's just put that there for now. Trash did I pick up? Yeah, I'm gonna consider all that stuff to be trash at this point. Okay. I gotta think about this. My resources are dwindling. I'm running out of food. I mean, I could kill some of those cows, but the point being, I'm gonna run out of bullets. I'm running out of durability. Like, how's my... My shoes are probably gonna be the first ones to go out of that. That's fine. But like... I'm gonna have to move on. It looks pretty cool when it's lit up like that, though. Boo. Okay. Well, anyway, I guess we'll get back to reading, because... Oh, hey, wait a second. I've not been keeping track, so it's day 18? There we go. Personal best counter is now the current counter. How do I feel? It's almost... Yeah, I think I might call it here for this session. I probably have the stamina in me to keep going, but... I think my brain, though, is shutting down a little bit, so I'm not as entertaining. I'm not as high energy. Let's do a little something, something here. Cool. We are going to... Let's get to the beginning of day night. Let's just get to daylight, so... And then I'll figure out next time I'm playing what I'm actually going to do here, because now that I feel like I've searched the city and I'm not going to get much else out of it. I didn't even find that many spawners. They're few and far between. Oh, hey. Let's do the upgrade. Okay. I'm going for a heart container this time. Heck yeah. Pray unto the goddess and get myself an upgrade. So I have an 11 hearts in. Hell yeah. Let's read until daytime and finish this off that way. Thanks for hanging out, whoever has. This is going to be a continuing series for a while. I mean, not just an October thing. I've really dug the challenge, and I think, I mean, knowing that there's a mushroom biome means that there's a real possibility. I mean, I'm going to still have to take a lot of risks, but there's a possibility I'm going to actually make it to 100 days, which would be lovely. And then we'll find something else to challenge. And maybe a different book. Let's go with this, though. Where are we here? Oh, yeah, we're down here. Oh, halfway through the page. Mr. Calloway. Mr. Terence Calloway? Yeah? The visitor walked downstage to where, in an earlier age, the footlights would have been, and stood looking out onto the auditorium. My apologies for interrupting your train of thought. No problem. I wanted a word. With me? If you would. Calloway wandered down to the front of the stalls, appraising the stranger. I'll give the stranger a creepier voice, maybe. He was dressed in shades of gray from head to foot. A gray worsted suit, gray shoes, gray cravat. Piss elegant was Calloway's first uncharitable summation. But the man cut an impressive figure nonetheless. His face beneath the shadow of his brim was difficult to discern. Allow me to introduce myself. The voice was persuasive, cultured, ideal for advertisement voiceovers. Soap commercials, maybe. After Hammersmith's bad manners, the voice came as a breath of good breeding. Okay, so like commercial voice? My name is Litchfield. Not that I expect that means much to a man of your tender ways. Or years. Tender years. Well. Maybe there was still something of the wonderkind in his face. Are you a critic? Calloway inquired. The laugh was emanated from beneath the immaculately swept brim, was ripely ironical. In the name of Jesus, no, Litchfield replied. I'm sorry then, you have me at a loss. Oh, no need for an apology. Were you in the house this afternoon? Litchfield ignored the question. Oh, I realize you're a busy man, Mr. Calloway, and I don't want to waste your time. The theater is my business, as it's yours. I think we must consider ourselves allies, though we have never met. Ah, the great brotherhood. It made Calloway want to spit. The familiar claims of sentiment. When he thought of the number of so-called allies that had cheerfully stabbed him in the back, and in return the playwrights whose work he'd smilingly slanged, the actors he'd crushed with a casual quip. Brotherhood be damned. It was dog-eat-dog, same as any other oversubscribed profession. I have, Litchfield was saying, an abiding interest in the Elysium. There was a curious emphasis on the word abiding. It sounded positively funereal. From funeral? Funereal? From Litchfield's lip. Abide with me. Okay, so page 93. That's how I remember. I'll take a screenshot. And we'll pick this back up another time. Day 19 on World 23. And I'm gonna have to, just abandon this post. Oh, I should take this with me. But yeah. Maybe I'll kill a bunch of cows on the way out for food, but that'll be for next time. Alright, everybody. Well, thank you for joining me once again for Horror Hardcore. Tomorrow there should be, provided one of our team members is feeling well enough for it. We should be doing Tiny Tina's Wonderland's first playthrough. And then I will be doing more of this Horror Hardcore from time to time. It's a little inconsistent right now, just because I don't always feel like doing this particular run or series every night. But I have other games I want to play, and hopefully we'll be digging into some of those retro ones and some VR titles soon. So, until then, take care of yourselves and have a good night. Oh, there's somebody we can raid. Actually, let's see. Unfortunately, no. Jarvis Johnson's doing his Pokemon Scarlet. Jacob's doing his Warhammer. No, not quite the same vibe. Alright. Then we are definitely calling it there. Ooh. Alright. Good night.